Hey friends! Welcome to Spirit Club, a podcast and community that is all about doing the inner work to live an aligned and, dare I say, happy life. I'm your host, spiritual guide and intuitive, Angell Kelly, and I'm here to share my teachings along with messages passed on to me from higher consciousness. I've also got incredible guests in store to help you go down all those spiritual rabbit holes. So let's go! Welcome to the club! Hey, Spirit Club! Today I'm excited and very joyful to introduce you to Elisa Grace. Elisa is a guide and mentor who specializes in subconscious reprogramming work, nervous system work, all stuff that we here at Spirit Club are on board for. We talk about all the time. And the thing with subconscious reprogramming work I've found over the years is that there are so many different ways to address it, and you have to kind of find your way in, your way that works for you. So I think some of you are going to find that today. So welcome, Elisa.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm excited.
I'm happy to have you.
We already had a good chat.
Yeah, we're like, why weren't we hitting record before now?
No.
Tell everybody where you are, because your accent sort of gives it away, but tell us.
Yes. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. So right now it's 6:30 and you're in beautiful Greece. So
it's crazy. What a world.
Yeah.
Like when I realized that Elisa was 7 hours ahead of me and like back home is 9 hours behind me, it really made me think about how far away Australia is. So far.
So far, I know. It really is so sad.
Impressive. Okay. So first thing I need to know, because I'm just that girl, is what are your sun, moon, and rising?
So I'm a Scorpio sun. I'm a Scorpio moon. I'm a Scorpio in Venus. I'm a Scorpio.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's really hard. I know,
Very
right?
scorpionic. Okay.
Really
what's
intense.
your rising?
My rising is Gemini.
Okay. So not a lot of earth in there.
No. And then I've got a north node in 0 degrees Aquarius. So I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, okay. Wow, okay. Gemini rising, double Scorpio. Oh my God. The other night in Greece, I looked up the astrology of a new friend and she was triple Scorpio. And I was like, wow. I mean, I see it.
Wow.
I see it and I feel it. So
Yeah.
What parts of being a double Scorpio really are alive in you?
Everything.
I mean, more than double. Yeah.
I can't not go deep. I can't. It's hard for me to not. It's hard for me not to channel with a person when I meet them and just start
Right.
just guiding and just picking up on them and their stuff. Because when you're open, once you get open, then you're just you can just see through everything. And
right.
Anyway, so there's that part and definitely the spiritual side. I'm open to everything. I want to understand the why and the how and the who, and and I guess that unconscious part, right? It's the underworld. I'm very much. That's a big part. It's been a big part of my life, and that goes into the spiritual. It goes into obviously the subconscious and asking questions and being very curious. So why is the world like this? Why am I like this? Why do people have suffering? What is...
Your parents are like...
No. As a Scorpio, we keep everything in.
Oh, yes, okay. It's happening internally.
It's happening internal. It's a total internal experience. So that is what also makes me very...
But then you got that Gemini rising.
Internal world. Yes, that's why I yap. I'm a chatty girl. I just want to talk, I want to share, I want to feel.
What sign is your 12th house in?
It is in Gemini. I think I'm on some brink.
Yeah, we'll ask an
Also-
astrologer to explain that to us, but the reason I ask is because you do subconscious reprogramming work. I do subconscious reprogramming work, and I feel like the 12th house kind of like points to that. I have a lot of planets in the 12th house, and I also have 12th house Gemini. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And I also have Chiron there, which is like your wounded healer. So, I feel like we got a lot going on that's similar.
We do.
Okay, my double scorpion. Okay, only one starter question, and you'll love it because you love to go deep.
Okay.
And that is, we're all about doing the inner work here at Spirit Club.
Yes, we are.
So now in your life, what inner spiritual work is alive and present?
So much. So I've been doing a sadhana practice, which is, do you know what that is?
Nope, that's what I was about to ask.
Okay. So it's just the way that I connect in is through a japa. Like it's a japa practice, meaning you have I've got them right behind me. This is mala beads.
Oh, yes. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So do you know about mala beads? And
yes.
So you have a mantra that you do. And so there's 108 on this mala bead. And I'm doing 3 rounds of a Saraswati mantra. So Saraswati is a goddess of wisdom and teaching and music. And I'm using that to aliven that in me. And she is my personal goddess that I connect in with. And so I've just started this practice. So I've been doing, I've done the goddess Durga, who is the goddess of strength and courage. She's like the warrior mama.
Mm-hmm.
I did that for like over 100 days, and that just changed my whole life.
Wow.
Yeah. That like fully reconstructed my consciousness, and that's what mantra does as well. This type of mantra too. It enlivens it in you, and it just definitely does reshape you. Things happen, things move. And then I did a Lakshmi practice for around a similar time, maybe more like 60 days actually. And Lakshmi is the goddess of beauty, of self-worth, money, abundance. And now I'm going into this practice at the moment.
So why are you wanting to bring those qualities in?
Just with where I'm at with my business at the moment, in just this stage of launching myself really out there, and my mentorship that I'm doing. Saraswati has been one that I've always, not always I guess, but I was originally working with earlier this year, and now I just feel ready to have. It's just a knowing that comes to me, like okay. Yeah. I'm done. This is it. This is where I need to go. So, yeah, that's where I'm. Is that your question? Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did. And I love it because, I don't do that practice, but I do pray to the rosary sometimes. And at certain times in my life, I've done many day practices. And praying to the rosary is similar, but you're praying Hail Mary and Our Fathers and all these sorts of things. And I did it 30 days in a row at one point, and it shifted something in me forever to the point where like I often feel almost like I'm craving it. It's such a big commitment because praying one loop of the rosary is like 20-25 minutes. So to do that every day is a little... Yeah. So I'm like scared of the discipline sometimes, but... since I've been doing this practice since probably February, I started with Durga, and then I went into Lakshmi. Like I haven't stopped, and I connect in. I drop in every morning, and I can't not now. I know when I don't,
it just doesn't, I love it. It's sometimes hard, but when you're in it, you're like, your heart just opens. It's a heart opening practice to the divine every morning, to you, to what you want to speak to and what you want to bring in, what you want to change, what you want to give up and let go, that surrender. But you're also doing it on yourself. And I've with this practice, that's what it is. You're enlivening the divine in you. You're enlivening this spirit that you are through practice. So you're showing up every day in devotion, and it's a devotion to you. So you're sharing yourself every day in this love, in this bhakti, and that's what bhakti is. It's that heart. It's love. It's pure love. And when you have that, and when you know that, when you feel that, as we were talking about before, like you can't not know or feel that. So why wouldn't I do this every day? This gives me so much. And it's just laid into other practices that I do that help me in other ways as well. But this is one that I've needed this for myself to strengthen this in myself with love.
What I want to know first is just how you came to where you are today. I know that's hard. You're like, where do I begin? I guess just share whatever feels the most relevant and alive these days.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I've come to this point through it's like everybody, pain and suffering, right? Pain and suffering. Well, for me was really, I can see my life now in currently 3 parts. The first part is obviously childhood, where you really get that blueprint and that imprint, or so many imprints. And I guess my story is very much around my father. My father leaving us, my father having just inflict a lot of pain onto the family, and as a little child not understanding what is going on. And I guess you get those you get, that's where your attachment style forms, right? So I'm not having these clear and loving experiences, and I then through high school was always just really anxious as well. And so anxiety has definitely been a really big theme as to why I've done so much work on myself, and I've come to where I am now and doing what I do. And then, you get into relationships, and relationships really bring out, or for me, it was not ever understanding, obviously, inner child work, or what inner child was, and how what happened in your childhood can, all that trauma that was there can get enlivened by someone loving you, and you're like, what the fuck? This feels uncomfortable. What is this? Oh, I'm not going to share my feelings, or that doesn't feel right, because I've never seen a clear communication between people. Like I've only seen you not speaking up. And I also think me back then was very much wanting to be a good girl, or the person that just didn't want to disrupt anything, because
classic.
Classic story. So then I was like, this is too much for my system. And my partner at the time was like this most beautiful human ever, and just through me really just being so, I felt like detached from my body, and knowing that this feeling isn't right, but marrying it to this relationship. So I'm like, I need to get out of here. Like, I can't do this anymore. And also seeing somebody who is like, in my eyes, so like, perfect. I'm like, I'm not a perfect person. Like I've had all these masks. So confronting, and just knowing the masks that I'm trying to portray. Like I've got everything sorted. I'm I've got everything sorted. My life is good. But in the background in me was like
triggers,
struggling because triggered, and I didn't know how to communicate. And I'm just like, oh, I want to be loved. I want to be chosen. Like, choose me. And even though he was in ways, I wasn't feeling that. And so that's when Elisa didn't really do any work on herself, didn't know what was happening, and was actually seeing a spiritual mentor at the time, but I guess she was just working on me with my anxiety and just the way that I felt, but I did probably really need to see a therapist, but I just wasn't, I guess, ready, didn't come into my, everything happens for a reason, and that's just a whole other story, but so it was through, I guess, my journey of heartbreak as well, even though I broke up the relationship and I was feeling good for a few months, and then was like, I guess, was just trying to understand myself and what just happened. And then through going through that journey of like investigation and a lot of pain, a lot of heartbreak, I really blew open like everything of my upbringing. So, and that was super painful. That was the most painful, and that was through my Saturn return. Years.
I was going to say, and where in this is your Saturn return?
Like, yeah, exactly. So it was like, you need to feel someone loving you. You need to feel really fucking sorry, excuse the language, really confused. You need to just try and plus with the anxiety on top of that, like I needed to go through this hot pot. I don't know why, but it was a very karmic relationship, very karmic, all situations with friendships even around that, breaking down, all of that. I needed to go through that to then really, I went down into trying to repair and just like be okay. And those years of my Saturn return, I hated them. I just felt so icky, and all I wanted to do was to change it. All I wanted to do was feel better, and I would do all these kind of quick fixes. I would get Reiki like, I don't know, every fortnight just to feel better, or I would just go to, I would be doing everything, all kind of different meditations and everything, which got me onto the path, like everything does, but from a place of pain and suffering and just wanting to fix, wanting to let go. Like, I don't want to feel this. I don't know how to actually feel this. So that was another era of my life. And then I went, so then I turned 30. And things change when you're 30, right? I feel like I turned 30 and I was like, whoa, okay, I could feel I could breathe again, or something's shifted.
It's a huge
My
shift.
adult brain has come online. It is. I actually had a girlfriend of mine say, because I'm like, you feel different, and she has just turned 30. She's like, I swear. She's like, you've said it before, but it's really a thing. I'm like, I told you. It's just something moves. And so, I was in some corporate jobs, but nothing really lit me up. I was too deep, and I was too like fragile for corporate as well.
Right.
So I did these like,
I can see that not working. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was feeling something, but everyone around me, is corporate jobs, all these relationships, all these things, they were going and going, and I'm like, I'm just trying to survive. And that's been my thing for a very long time, until I came into coaching. I found this, it was called consciousness coaching. So I actually had done NLP prior, but I was like, this is so boring and bland. It's
like corporate conscious work.
Corporate, yes, exactly. I was like, nah. And they do like timeline therapy as well. So like we were saying, another form of subconscious reprogramming in a way. And it just, I wasn't really jamming with it. And then I did this like soul consciousness coaching program. And I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense. And it was all like, oh, I know all, like a knowing in me was like, I know all this already. Oh, you're just putting like structure together.
Words.
For me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Words, yeah. But then through the program, you go through your own healing too, which is beautiful. And yeah, from there, that's when I was in it, and I was like, knowing about the subconscious, I was like, yeah, talk therapy, this is great, but I can just hear limiting belief, story, like pain from, just all of it. I'm like, this is, we need to get into the mind. Like we need to get into the unconscious here. And that's when, I went down I added subconscious reprogramming to my toolkit, weaved in then like somatic work, and that's when I also, no, before that is when I did the soul reading method, because why not? So I also got intuitive, got to be reading people, and what else? This is the Scorpio comes in, and then and then I've just gone deeper into my coaching as well. I just finished a certification too, which was more psychotherapy and counseling focused. So
Which I'm
all
sure is
in
very
that
natural
to say, yes, all in that to say, through really the beginning of time, I feel like everything has been leading me to this moment, and I'm so glad I always follow that, because like you always feel like you're meant for, like there's something else, there's something bigger here. There's like I just can't not. I know this. So what is this about? And I also know other people who are doing life. I'm like, that's like, what do I say? I definitely feel a difference between me and my other friends around me in life that they're doing, but I just know that like everyone's path is so different, and I'm respecting my path and not trying to compare myself to others, because I'm walking the path that I know is right, but I mean that I know that
right for you,
right for me.
Right for you. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So I'm guessing in the sort of dark night of your soul time of healing from your heartbreak, your Saturn return and all that, is that when you started to do subconscious reprogramming, like for yourself, to heal some of the stuff from childhood? No. Okay.
No, it went, it was when I was around 31, I started doing it. I got introduced to what I do is called Psych-K. And once again, a modality that is so highly spiritual as well. It's like they call it spiritual psychology. It's like the essence of it, and the person who brought this to us. It's really coming into alignment. The purpose of it is coming into alignment with you and your soul, but through how they need to market it, it's subconscious reprogramming modality. I had an experience with another girlfriend of mine who she did the program first, and she did some balances on me. And as I told you, I had suffered from anxiety, especially in workplaces and in meetings. And she did this balance on me, and it was like night and day. I just felt completely different. I was like, I don't know what you've done. I'm in a great way. I'm like, I feel so different. I can't tell you, like my body just feels so calm. And we didn't even do much. She was just practicing some basic balances. And we both heard about it at the same time, but she did before me, and then I'm like, I have to do this. So I did it, and then I've just been I've practiced on myself mainly every day. It's so easy, it's efficient, it's the best, and it really it can really shift. It can really shift yourself and what needs to be what needs to be looked at, and a stress that you're having, it can really do that so quickly. It's
that part's really interesting.
It really makes you speechless.
The speed is interesting because most of the subconscious
Speed,
reprogramming work that I have done and that I do with clients, I wouldn't say it's like a night and day. It's usually it'll take the amount of time it's meant to take. So just tell me a little bit more about Psych K. Is it involving, are you going into theta brain state? Are you using the body in some way?
So I will also just say to that comment, as with everyone, what is meant to come up and be moved will be moved. That is ready to be moved. Right. And around how we do it, or especially how I do it, is, you really have to try and get to the core of what it is, but still there's stress. It's mainly half of what I do is just helping someone remove stress in what, I could say, for my example, it would say, being in the boardroom, right, around people, because I've had a panic attack previously in that situation. So I would be going back to that experience of when I had my panic attack, what was happening there as that experience, and then what was happening maybe around that time in my life, and then going back into that current reality of when I was at work, and just the feeling of being in it. I would just be taking stress out of the situation and the memory and what could happen, what I think could happen, and then also what's happened in the past. And then I would create really supporting goal statements for myself to feel okay in that environment. And then test and see, then, okay, then what happened? If you do go in that environment, what was happening? What's happening in the body? What were you thinking? So it's vast, but yeah, you need to also look at it sometimes from different points and go deeper when your awareness calls you there as well. Right. So,
and I think a part of the speed has to do with readiness, as someone who, I'm speaking of you, as someone who goes deep on things and has a lot of awareness, your readiness is likely going to be higher than someone who has no awareness of, let's say, a block or a loop that's happening in their emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. That's going to, take a little bit more time to shift because of the readiness factor.
100%. And there's so many different factors as well as to the result that you're wanting. Maybe, and this is what I'm seeing a lot in my work as well, is let's shift it. We can shift it. But, and because this is what I'm about, so this is why I'm probably attracting these people, but it's also the work of the heart. It's the work of love. And that is also a practice in itself. We can do subconscious reprogramming around things, but it's the practice of loving yourself. It's the practice of the way that you see yourself, the way that you think. It's those micro moments that you're reprogramming in your current reality and in choosing that. So I can help you get into that state or into doing that if there's resistance around that. But it's also the way that you bring that on board as well. And as what you said as well, when you're ready and when it's alive for you, wherever you may go, it may shift in a hot second and that's it. We're really hitting the button. Or it's going to take some time, but there are other factors involved here. So we all know that the path is not linear. We all know that. So we just have to ride with it. Someone could come to me, and someone came to me recently to work on abundance, and we just went into all self-love and inner child stuff, and we're healing his inner teenager. I've had someone come to me about money. I just want to go into money. And then it's like, whoa, that's not about money at all.
Yes.
It was completely different as well. So
it's holistic.
it's the journey.
You know, it's like
holistic, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like I can resonate, and I think all my clients who are listening can resonate in that, like, we will often, when we start working together, we will set some objectives, but I try to be really clear that they're soft, because I have learned through my own journey and working with people in a like long-term fashion that like what comes up in your life is what wants to be worked on, is what's ready to be seen, is what's ready to be expanded, whatever. So you may think, like you said, you may think you're coming in for love or for money or for whatever. Sure. But there's so much that gets uncovered along the way, and that's where we put our attention. Always, always, always. We don't just like force some sort of agenda, because it will be nowhere near as transformational if you do that.
100%. Remember, it's only our ego, our mind wanting that, because that's what we think.
Right.
That's what's going to fulfill us, and that's like the happiness that we're going to get, and that's what we think. But no, it's like we actually have to go deep, and we have to go inside and see, what's ready to transform within us. And then the thing that we're wanting will naturally happen. We're not going to force that, but we're going to be more aligned in ourselves to go and to create and to have what we're desiring.
Yes. And almost always it will have changed by the time you've, like, if you've done one thing, if you've increased your self-love for yourself, what you want probably has changed by the end of that. Yeah.
100%. So it's also that trust. It's a game of, not game, it's the practice of trust. Like trust, presence, and letting go, and like the surrender, like that. These are the three things that I practice in my sadhana every day. That's what I'm doing, and I'm enlivening that in my life. And that is, there's probably three qualities that we all need to enliven in each other as well, in ourselves. Because if we have that I don't even want to say mentality, but if we have that as our guiding star to be practicing,
right,
then we're open to, and it's that less of that forcing, less of that pushing, and we know we can be more malleable. We can really work with what it is that's arriving for us, and letting that go. So it's also ourselves. It's also that we're understanding that rhythm, and we're understanding how to hold ourselves in times of transition, in times of, okay, what is this? What is now coming up? Like whatever astrological event that's happening in the sky that is making us all, feel some things. Yeah, how are we able to hold? Are we able to move with that? Like, are we able to process this? That is what all of this inner work is about. It's not about just we're healing, we've got the light, we're good now. Yes. I'm healed.
Yes.
No, I've strengthened myself. I've got understanding, and I can hold myself, and I can love myself through this. I can love others. I can open my heart, and I can go into this, and I can face this, and I can face what I'm meant to see right now.
And I can create safety for myself, because like there's no way, I don't care what manifestation process you have, you cannot bubble wrap the world. So, and I try to be really clear with my clients, that's not what we're here to do. We're not here to like only attract the best, and no, like that is not what life's about. That's not what being a human's about. What we're doing is we're trying to create enough love, safety within ourselves, strength, that whatever happens, you've got you. God's got you. You're okay.
And you can read it for yourself. You can be the reader. You can trust in what is coming in. You can trust in what is guiding, and then take that action, even though it's so fucking scary. And even though you feel like, okay, this is where my work's at, to then go and do that, that you know that's what then you need to do.
Yes.
It's not about taking, like, seeing that you know, trying to see that end result. It's just about, or that finish line of what you think is the finish line. It's just about taking the next right step, always taking the next right step for you, then seeing what opens up. Because as we know, there's many timelines in life. There could be many different paths that you can take to go on, because that's the journey. But when you're going to, when you listen to that and to take in, and taking that step and seeing what opens up, that's all you need to do. So trust, surrender, and have that presence to hear and to really hear that.
Amazing. I feel like we just touched on a big frequency. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to shift gears and I'm going to ask about intuition, because I know, you did the same soul teacher program that I did. We both trained with Nikki Novo. Obviously, you live a very intuitive life. I can see that. So are you using intuition? Okay, 2 questions. How are you using intuition in life for yourself, and how do you use it with clients, if at all?
Okay. So interesting, because I feel like it's just so wrapped up in who I am that I actually
You don't know the difference.
Don't know, but I'll give you my current reality of how this comes through for me. And I'll go back to my sadhana that I do, my practice every day, that when I drop in and I ask a question, if I do need to ask a question or if I do need guidance, as I said, I do 3 rounds every morning, and it's usually my 3rd round when I'm like in this half in, half out state, and I'll always get a message, or I'll always get something, or it's after, then I'll just journal, because I'm so in it. I'm so in that energy that that stream of consciousness just comes through, and then I just know, it's like this knowing that I'm like, okay, this is what I'm needing to receive. And for me, it's definitely when I've created space and I can really tell in my body when I'm in my head and when I need to not be in my head to let it in. And I'll give you this example. I had my business mentor give me all these lists of questions that I need to fill out before our next session. And I was trying to do it. It was a Saturday afternoon. I was trying to do it so mentally, and I just couldn't sit down and do it. I was trying to force this. I was tired. I was like, no, I need to sit. And then what was just coming to me, I was like, Elisa, it's not going to happen this way. You don't want to create in this way. This is not your way to create. This is going to be so manufactured in the head that it's not going to be at any capacity that you can enter. I go down and I sit in meditation. I do Vedic meditation or transcendental meditation every day, which is my time to also just drop in. And when I was coming out, so I'm in that kind of lucid state, it was just so clear. It's like, connect into my business, like do a more like intuitive type of
read it,
more creative practice. Read it. It was actually read it. But still, I got back on my computer and I was powering through trying to. Anyway, I went and I had dinner, came back to my desk, and I'm like, I'm just going to work on my website because I still need to fix things up. And that's where I really get a lot of flow. I also did a lot of subconscious reprogramming to get me into that state. And I was just doing my thing until late at night. And I put a page up. So I'm like, it's done. It's fine. Like I'm over this. But anyway, next day, woke up to a message from my now client who was like, I want to work with you. How do I work with you? And I was like, I just have this page ready to go. And I was just sent him the page and he was like, done. I'm like, and we booked in on Tuesday. And I was like, and then also with those questions, I answered them like when I needed to, and it only took me like half an hour to do it, and it was fine. It was great. It was
Right.
actually so good.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't sorry. So to answer your question, for me, my intuition comes from that listening, from just that. Is it claircognizant? It's a knowing, and it's also a listening now. I feel like that has come through be much stronger. And then what was your second question?
Are you using it to work with clients, which you kind of...
Yeah, once again, I naturally just can read. Like that's why I love people. I get my clients to write a form to me, so I can pick up. Really, it's for me to obviously know where they're at right now, but also I do it to just read their energy, and I love doing it that way. And then when I have my sessions with them, I'm reflecting back at them, but I'm practically just reading them. And it just works in with the session, when you're dropping in with somebody, and you just channel. And I feel like my coaching is channeling.
Yeah. And it probably always has been, right? Like,
exactly.
as someone who's always gone deep with people, you just didn't realize as you were going deep that you were going to things that maybe they hadn't even uncovered themselves.
100%. But now I'm trauma informed. Now I have knowledge on exactly what a coping mechanism is, a defense mechanism, and I've got language to add to my channeling.
Right. Language, boundaries, all those types of things.
Boundaries, yes. Really tensing into what's right for you, and not just overextending all this information. So but it's probably my favorite part, and it's actually something it's interesting you say this. I've been wanting to go back to the course that we did with Nikki, because I want to really open it up again, because I know it's just there. I know I'm doing it, but
just see what speaks to you now at this point in your path.
Exactly.
So I know you said it was October, I think, last year that you went to India. Am I right with my dates?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I would love
November,
to know.
actually. It was November.
Okay. And this was obviously like a massive transformational time for you, experience for you. So could you tell us a bit about, like, why'd you go? Where'd you go? What happened there?
Yes. So I mentioned that I'm a Vedic meditator. I've been doing Vedic meditation, or I think in like North America, it's called transcendental meditation, or to the world, I think it's more called TM.
And what is that?
But here, so transcendental meditation is where you receive they call it a bija mantra, which is mainly a sound. It's not really a word. It's like a Sanskrit sound that you get given, and you're not meant to tell anybody your mantra that you get given, and you use it to transcend the mind. And it's a practice to you transcend for 20 minutes, and you just go into consciousness.
Okay.
You expand out, and you come back up after 20 minutes, or it could be 40 minutes as you extend your practice, twice a day. So it's really helping that nervous system recalibrate. And that's a big part of my journey into expanding my consciousness and expanding, the Vedic wisdom and the Vedic side of who we are, why we're here, what is consciousness. And I've been actually doing a training for the past 2 years where I've been going really deeper into the philosophy of Vedic wisdom. So last year I did my first, the first module of, we call it Rishi training, and I drink all this stuff up. Like, I'm just ready for it. I loved it so much. And my teacher at the time has always been, her name's Laura Poole, and she's an incredible teacher. And she has always talked about going to see her teacher in India and staying at an ashram in India. And after that experience, I was like, I need to go back to India. I went back. I was there in 2018. I'm like, I need to go back. Like, I need this.
I'm being called.
Yes, yeah. I'm being called, and I'm like, I think I want to go to Amma's. Like, I don't really know what Amma's is. I don't have literally no idea. And once again, all karmically driven this retreat. And I find a teacher, another Vedic meditation teacher, who's created this retreat. And I went to India to meet Amma, who is a guru, who is an avatar of, I know this is going to be quite big to share in a way. It may not really make sense, but as I've said to you previously, it's like once you know and once you experience this, you will understand. And that's what everyone has. That's the experience of this. It's really otherworldly, and you can't really put too much words to this experience. But Amma is an avatar of Narayani, who is with goddesses. There's always like one. They call it a Mahadevi, meaning like the major, the goddess that has like three goddesses in one. It's very, yeah. So she's comprised of these three. It's Lakshmi, it's Saraswati, and it's Durga. So those who I've been doing this practice with. And she is the divine mother. It's the divine. That's who we're visiting. She's an incarnation at this time. Everyone has known for, obviously, since when these goddesses first came about. Narayani was a part of all the stories, but no one ever knew who Narayani looked like until now.
Okay.
Yes. And so I went to India and I had this experience of just walking into the ashram and feeling love like I've always known but have never fully experienced at this level.
Lifetime. Yeah.
And it's like, yes, yeah. And it's like you're in your it's like your mother, but like it's the mother. And that's where you are at. You're at the mother's house. And the energy there is completely incredible. You go into these temples that are praying to these goddesses, bells ringing, prayers going. You go in and you get completely teleported to you don't know where, but when you come out. Like when I came out, it's like I've done many different healings. I've experienced many, like I've done Kundalini yoga. I've done really intense energy work. I've journeyed. Like this is something else. Like I've transcended lifetimes, previous, future. My consciousness is completely restructured. I'm being reconstructed, and I know that. Like my Kundalini was always just moving and just feeling, and it was just you're just with that rhythm. That was being, that was just that you're just covered in with the prayer, with the bells, and with the offerings of what they're doing, and receiving the blessings of the water. So, yeah, I just came out from that just knowing that there's nothing more important than following this divine consciousness. I'm following this bigger, this force that knows us, that loves us, that takes care of us, that is us, and that is each other. And it's our small minds that is trying to conceptualize how big we are, how important we are, how our potential in life. And is is huge. We're a miracle, like all those things.
Yeah, like I mean, obviously I can
And
feel in your energy it's like beyond words. It's like there's only
it's
there's
beyond
only so
words.
much that your human words can put to it.
Yes, and I'm saying these things that you're probably like, what? This avatar, like this?
No.
This God? No, I know. It's like that is also like what, but then come and experience this, and you will understand what this is about, what you are, what we all are, and that we try to fix, we try to heal, we try to overcome all this stuff. But if as I said, if we just dropped in, if we just had this devotion to ourselves, to loving ourselves, and to with giving you receive, with giving you receive, with giving your heart, with strengthening your heart and strengthening your soul through, honestly, like it is that connection, because when you close eyes and you connect in, you can feel that. If you enliven that, you feel that, and you know that to be true. Like I know that to be true now. I do need to remember that, but I know that to be true, and that's what I want to bring into my day every day, to not forget that, to know who I am. And I'm just this avatar here, myself as Elisa, but it's my soul that has been here and that knows. So that is why I'm soul led, and having that experience last year and it's continuing on throughout this year. And what I will continue to do is to do that, to listen to that's my direction. I trust. I completely trust. And that's also what's fun. Like it's fun, it's exciting. That's worth it. And then I connect with other people, because I enliven that within them, because people are starving for that. And if
people
I
are
can
starving
for
myself,
yeah, they are. People like, let's try, like that's where we're being split right now. They say that, like, there's so much that's coming through, there's so much energy, there's so much happening that's spinning us around. But if we center and we take time to connect, have presence, to feel, to generate this energy, and remember, then we know we can let go.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those felt experiences, one of those, very difficult to connect to unless you have connected into it. And, I think part of being human, we are both human and divine. We are both. And so we will always play with both of those frequencies. But the more that you can connect into that, the more you can expand your own, the more you're going to create connections with people who operate at that vibration and experiences at that vibration.
Exactly. And the lens that you see through continues to sharpen and open with a different rhythm, a different vibration as well. And then that's when you let go of just issues. You let go of the weight of things, and you let go of, and it makes life more beautiful. It makes life, you see the beauty in life, because you're seeing the beauty in you. Everything's a mirror. We have to remember that.
Beautiful. Yeah. So you had this experience, and then did it bring you some clarity into how you want to serve in the world, how you want to connect to others, how you want to use your gifts?
It's like, get out of your own way and just do this. I had this experience there where, it's like, just come on. Like, what are you waiting for? I really, when I was there, as I was sharing initially about my story and, my childhood and, all of relationship, all of that, I'm so myself afraid to let love in.
Mm.
And my intention, and I was there was like, I want that. Like, that's my, like, help me. Like, I just want to break down the walls because I've been trying. And obviously I do in ways, but like to really let that in. And then the other gift that I got was also seeing who I am and my gifts and my power and how I can serve, and receiving this knowing and this experience of love, with also these beautiful other humans around me. I was like, I'm so lucky to have this experience. I now need to go and share this with others.
Right.
And it's like I've been, like,
it's like so bursting. It's like you're so full that yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like I know, like, the work for me is like really still healing in ways, or that part of me, that I guess that inner child that's still scared, and I know that that's okay. I'm letting that unfold, but at the same time, the other part of me is so ready to be of service.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like my own side, and then my outside of like, you're ready, let's go, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
You can, and I am doing it, but it's now with a completely different vibration, a completely different lens. And I think I needed that as well, as someone who can be really in my mind as well.
Right.
To now strengthening these parts of me to just surrender and let God, let the divine
move through you,
take control, and move through me, and also just it's sorting it out. I know I'm sorted out. I know I'm taken care of.
Right. Amazing. So on that note, do you have tell us ding. On that bell ring, tell everyone how they can work with you.
So I currently have I've got a mentorship called Bloom, and that's open for another, I think, 2 weeks. I think it's a 6-week program, or a 6-week journey together. It's one-on-one, 6 sessions, 90 minutes, voice, like WhatsApp support in between, which I think is always just so important. Like that integration time in between is where the work gets done.
100%.
So yes. And, as you can tell, I guess, from my story and who I am, it's very much about helping the woman who is just ready to take charge and to take lead of their life in a soul-led way, in a way that is from soul, from the heart, that they're moving through, transition, or that they wanting to make change in their life, and they just need that. I find it's that one-on-one support and inner container. Someone especially who knows, who's aware. Like, I'm so aware. Like, I'm aware of my stuff. I'm aware of this. I've done this work reading. It's like, okay, now let's like condense it. Let's get really granular, and let's work through the layers.
Yes, customized to you.
Yes, customized to you. And also, it's like I can very much tell when it's coming from the head, and where we need to go. Yeah. And I will introduce the practice, one of the practices that I've been doing as well with the sadhana, which will be really instrumental in layering.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Which I think is just like,
yeah, that's like
so
a
beautiful.
very special offer. Yeah.
Yes, and just enlivens the container as well, or the time together. It's like whenever you enter into something, it's like there's your intention, and then there's the intention of what is needed.
Of what wants to come through, what wants to move, what wants to shift, what wants to. And I have to say, like, I want to like double click highlight on something you said about how important the like one-on-one and high touch point support is. It's like, it's so rare that we get that. Like, it is so nurturing. It is so, to have someone hold you, focus on you, support you for an extended period of time throughout that whole time. Like, where do we get that? Please tell me where.
Yes.
You know, and
it's.
I just wanted to say, I feel like a lot of the spiritual journey and the personal development journey can be really solo. It can be really alienating. It can be really like, a lot of us kind of approach it in a self-led way, maybe because we don't trust another person to hold us in that way, maybe because we hold shame around the stuff we're trying to work through, whatever that happens to be. So often we are doing this on our own. And like, I just think that it is the direction that we're moving, we as the world, is to have support like this, to have that like really loving held support.
Yes. And as I was like saying to you before with the reprogramming, like, yes, we will reprogram the mind and we can do that, but it's the reprogramming in the day-to-day. It's in the reprogramming of all the different parts and doing that in that conscious way as well. So yeah, that's where I see it to be so valuable, because I've experienced that where I'm like, you know, you're trying to shift a pattern, you're trying to shift something that's really ingrained, and in having that guidance throughout is, yeah, it's important. It's kind of like we're attuning to each other.
Attuning.
And that's
attuning to each other, but also the frequency that you're trying to expand into. You know, it's like,
exactly,
you need some support in seeing it and seeing where you're trying to stay here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And to call you out. I think that's the thing. We all need help in calling ourselves out.
For sure. We all have blind spots.
We all have blind spots, and they're the ones that can be holding us back. So yes, I'm very excited to have this out in the world, and yeah, I will be doing this. I am going back to India. I am going back to Amma's in October.
Okay.
So this will be the offering before, and then it will be also open when I am back in November. So yes.
Amazing. Okay, well,
that's Bloom.
And I love the name Bloom, so beautiful. For my like diehard listeners, you'll know that I picked that as my 2025 word of the year. So big fan.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Elisa, this beautiful. Has been really beautiful, and I just feel really elevated. I'm opened. I feel my crown expanded. So I feel like you were really like speaking from a high frequency and channeling what needed to come through. So thank you for meeting Spirit Club and sharing your message.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm so honored, and you're a beautiful light, and I'm so happy to see what you're doing for the world, and sharing your beautiful soul with everybody too. It's a pleasure to watch.
Thank you. I received that. Okay. Bye, Spirit Club.